Okay, folks, wanted to show you the watering system that I built and developed, the parts you'll need, how you put it together, tips and tricks you can use to take it to the next level, and hopefully some pitfalls you can avoid along the way. This is built on really old technology. It's called an olla, which is Spanish for pot, where it was developed for arid regions. This is an unfired, unglazed clay pot, which is the magic. It's porous. Water will soak through this. And so the goal is to make this one solid unit and have the water come in from outside. So I'll start with how you put it together. So you're going to want to start on the top. And in order to get the water down in, you're going to want a little push fit, which is what this little guy is, which fits right down in. Now, this is a 5-inch pot. I actually recommend a 4-inch because this push fit will fit perfectly down on it. But if you've got a lot of 5-inch pots or they're on sale or whatever, all you need is a little washer in order to make this fit nice and snug like that. On the inside, in order to create a nice tight seal down in there, you want a number 11 O-ring, which is what this is. This fits the 1/4-inch push fit perfectly. And so in order to get this O-ring to flatten out and do its job, and also to lock in the push fit, you need one of these guys. This is actually made for lamps. This is a lamp hex nut. It's the only nut that I found that perfectly fits the threading on the push fit. Maybe there are other nuts you can find out there. I didn't really have any luck, but you can get these at hardware stores. You can order them online. That's a pretty common part. And then in order to get the water down into there, you actually need poly pipe, which is what this is. This is 1/4-inch poly pipe. Pretty simple, fits right down in the push fit, going up the chain. Then you go, here's a little T that will get you from your source and also let you go out to the other ollas. Now, in order to seal this, you want to use a bonding agent. I recommend eco-friendly bonding agents so you don't introduce a chemical that will leach into the water. And all you do is for your matching saucer for your little flower pot, is you put a nice contiguous bead of your adhesive all the way around. Then put it on, make sure it's nice and snug and tight. You might want to even twist it just a little bit. You may get some stuff that kind of comes out the edges because you may just use a little bit too much. I recommend wearing some latex gloves or something similar. You don't really want to get this stuff on your hands. It's not, especially if you're not using anything with chemicals, it's not an issue of toxicity. It's just really a pain in the rear to get off your hands in my experience. So just take that pro tip, wear gloves. Once you've got this all connected and sealed, here's a finished version, which you can kind of see, which I've used. You can see where the excess came out on the sides. That's not a big deal. As long as you've got a nice tight seal, that's all you want. The key with this is you want to use low water pressure. I've tried to make it a completely closed system and just force water into it, but the adhesive over time will break down and break loose, which is actually what happened to this guy. So that was a little slightly different adhesive than was used on this one, but I've tried a number of different adhesives and they just didn't work. So going up the chain from the poly pipe and up from the T, you go back to your water source and you want a splitter. This is one, you can use a variety of them. You can use your garden variety as long as all your fittings will work on it and connect. And to connect the poly pipe to your fittings there, you want one of these little guys. I'll also include links to everything. But the poly pipe fits on here. This screws on to these ends right here, and you're good to go. The water source I typically put in a rain barrel. You want the rain barrel elevated above your garden to create water pressure, but you don't need a lot. So just on a table that's a few feet above your plants is really all you need. A nice gentle stream, which will allow the ollas to stay filled. Now, one tip that I have about how you can take this to the next level, and I'll try to put some parts in. I haven't actually done this, but it's on my list for my next version, is you can actually use a sump pump with a float switch and have your exhaust coming out the other end because you've got your water coming in from your high side, flowing through your plants, and then down at ground level, below your water source, your rain barrel source, you can have another rain barrel that the water dumps into, have like I said, a sump pump with a float switch so that when it gets to a certain level, the water will be evacuated and have it put back up into your top level rain barrels so that it's a continuous flow of water. And I hope that makes sense.